You got the clockers ready?
Time's ready, time's ready. Okay, the Latvian judge ready? Yes.
Hi, my name is Steve Chapman, and my business is Broadreach Strategies. I help organizations become more effective. And in the 14 years that I've been in business, the main thing I would say I've done is help them find the leverage points where they can apply, where they can have the greatest impact with the least investment and the least effort. Where can we push to have this most effectively move in the direction we want it to go? And it emerged over time that there was a pattern to this. Hiring is the magic spot. The single best opportunity that any manager has to really improve an organization and move it in the direction it needs to go is to hire well. Companies that make good hires thrive, and companies that don't. One would think that given the importance of that task, in fact, many leading business thinkers would argue that hiring well is the single most important job of the top leader. Considering its importance, it's surprising it isn't done more effectively. I'll have a statistic to put in here. But in fact, if there were, let's say all of you are finalist candidates for a position that I've advertised, you've made it through the various cuts, I've looked at your resumes, I'm now interviewing you. If I were to interview the four of you, good, solid research says that my chances of choosing the best one of you for that job is 1 in 7. I have a 14% chance of making the best selection. I have developed over time a system with some really good tools that I didn't design but I use that can improve that statistic from 14% to nearly 90% of the odds of choosing the best person from your reservoir of candidates. And that matters. A mishire costs from at the very low end in the hourly realm 1.5 times the annual salary. More often at least 3 times. And at the executive level, 7, 8, 9 times their annual salary. Huge expense. There are 3 pieces to doing it well. The system that I've developed and that I'm helping organizations use takes the hiring process as 3 chunks. The first, benchmarking, often overlooked, is about doing an analysis to find out what the job actually requires. What qualities, what soft skills, what competencies lead to success in this position. And that can be analyzed in a meaningful way. You can have solid data that describe, in effect, your ideal candidate. Our ideal candidate would score here on these various scales. And you end up with numerical benchmarks that describe that, which allows you, in turn, to take your top candidates that you've selected a typical way with resumes and some phone calls, but you take your top group and have each of them complete an online assessment, which will rate them on all of those same scales. So you can compare their strengths against the specific group of strengths you need. Everyone has strengths, but they aren't necessarily the strengths you need. Furthermore, the fact that you really like somebody in the interview, which frankly counts for 80% of the hiring decision, your unconscious emotional response to the person you're interviewing counts 80%. If you can make that more objective, data-driven, compare them with a benchmark, you'll make a much better selection. And then the onboarding piece is the piece that we don't have time for, but I wish we did because it's really good.
Go ahead and put it in.
Okay, that's not the end. Once you've made the selection, too often, and I imagine you've been in the position, I certainly have, you're thrown right into the deep end. Here, we're glad to have you. Everybody, this is Steve. He's here from wherever. Good luck, holler if you need something. That is no way to bring somebody in. You can increase the odds of their being there 3 years from now in terms of retention. They're 64% more likely to still be there after 3 years if you take them through a systematic onboarding process, and I can help you with that too. It's doable. Everything I've just said is so doable. I think the reason people don't do it is that they don't realize they have the opportunity. And the money I can save you is enormous. What this would cost is a small fraction of what a mishire costs in terms of actual money and time and lost productivity and morale. I would love for you to give me a call. And let's talk and see if I can help you. Thanks.